Y'all, Wizard101 did something absolutely crazy today. Today, they posted a full-blown trailer for the upcoming Darkmoor world update. I think literally since they confirmed that Darkmoor was going to be the next world, people have been absolutely hyped, but this is our first real look at what all of this is going to look like. So according to the post that they put out earlier today, something lurks just around the corner. Get ready to explore a world of vampires, gargoyles, and werewolves in the upcoming Wizard101 Darkmoor update. Enough yapping. We need to play this trailer.
You must face the oldest law of nature.
Oh my god.
Death comes for us all.
Yo, who's the narrator? Nah, you can't drop that without telling us who the narrator is. Oh my god. Nah, this is outrageous. There are so many areas. What is going on? That man just telling me to shush my ass up. That man said, it's a trailer. Stop yapping. Damn. Nah, that was crazy. Nah, hold up. First off, I need to know who the narrator is. Also, y'all, this is like so many different areas. I feel like normally when a world comes out, there's only so many areas. To get a good look at literally, this is clearly an area. This is some kind of castle area, maybe even like the final boss, because I feel like the real big bads are, you know, in the castles, if you like, you know, based on context. And then we also got like some kind of vampire mansion. We got them dancing all evilly, all evil looking. This is a part I'm very interested in. What did these hoes say while I was yapping? Oh, death to the vampires and burn the tree. I feel like both of those, they feel like very like violent, rioting type of thing, my boy. And this is another area, Fang and Claw Inn. Is this also another area? How many areas? I'm gonna be so real with y'all. I feel like that trailer left me with more questions than answers. However, a couple of things right away that I'm very, very curious about. Who in the world is this narrator? This is clearly not the narrator that we've been used to. And I feel like if they went through all the trouble of hiring a narrator for a trailer, she's got to be something in the goddamn plot as well, right? What is very intriguing to me, and this isn't like brand new information. I think people found this website a little while ago. I didn't cover this because I didn't know if people were supposed to find it. I don't know if it was like an unofficial tease, but the website that they linked with this trailer does feature this individual. I think a lot of people have already started speculating just simply based off of the fact that she looks so evil, and also all the houses of Darkmoor are like kind of like tattered and behind her. It's giving vibes like she controls the entirety of Darkmoor and that she might actually be the big bad of Darkmoor. And if she's the big bad of Darkmoor, it stands to reason that she might also be the big bad of the entire next arc, because we're starting a new arc. This could be the other Earthborn that scared the hell out of Kanzu when he was trying to figure out how people from outside the spiral got inside here. Right? This could be crazy, if I'm being honest. If we already know what the main villain of the next arc both looks like and sounds like, I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of crazy. But y'all, based on her accent alone, I think a huge takeaway, if this is her, right? This is someone that sounds just like everyone that we've ever seen from Darkmoor, including in other games like Pirate 101. She has a very similar linguistic, I would say. I don't know what the word for it is. It seems super similar to Vidima or maybe even Tatiana based on everything that we've heard. I don't know if like, it's like supposed to be like Transylvanian. I'm not even trying to generalize. I might offend someone, so let me not. But that means that she grew up in Darkmoor, which raises a lot of questions, because I think we already saw, right? There's some royal areas, and then there's people wearing like clothing that doesn't look so royal protesting. I'm wondering if compared to other worlds, this is like a world that's like way like more chaotic and turmoil filled, and it's like very unfair, and there's a lot of people that are like mad about it. If she grew up in that environment, I don't know, man, that could be such a good setup for a villain. I'm so excited about that. And other than the actual like several new areas that were there, I feel like the two big plot points in the trailer are definitely the burn the tree and the people rioting talking about some kill the vampire. Now, the burn the tree thing, this could be very interesting, because see, here's the problem with this game. Unfortunately, at this point, there's a lot of trees. Of course, we have the big one that is Bartleby, and if burn the tree means kill Bartleby, then something happened in Darkmoor where they're blaming the Bartleby of all people for, I guess, all of their problems. Who knows? Maybe Bartleby did something in the past. Maybe he wronged them in the past and they got like a grudge. And what I think is really crazy about that plot point is the fact that the wizard is a scion of Bartleby. This is literally a badge for a reason, right? In Imperia, when we have to basically save Bartleby from whatever's wrong with them, in the process, we literally become like his avatar. And that is a very, very big deal because Imperia ended up making us, the wizard, as a scion of Bartleby, face off against the Bat and Mallory at certain points that became scions of basically the Spider and Raven. But I feel like what we did here might actually tie into what happened in Darkmoor, because basically by becoming Bartleby's scion, it's almost like we're inheriting all his mistakes. Maybe this little burn the tree thing is like, I don't know, some kind of thing that Bartleby did wrong. If that's correct, it could mean that both Bartleby hid something from us and also Merle hid something from us, because I feel like he hasn't told us anything about how we got here, and us being from Earth is a very, very big plot point, as has been made very obvious by Salinopolis. Now, the other part of that teaser, right, that could be like a crazy damn plot point is the whole burn the vampire things or like kill the vampire thing. And honestly, all we could really go off of so far is what we already have in the game, which is Castle Darkmoor. But what we're seeing really is like the society where if you're not a human, then you're probably like a master, and if you are a human, you're kind of like a servant. Now that seems like a crazy way to generalize, but it is true, right? We see like this castle, it is taken over by a vampire that subjugates all the ones that look more human-like. It almost feels like some kind of weird like society that's like based on like, you know, these really powerful creatures of the night and like, I guess, a more subjugated population of humans. But I'm wondering if the whole burn the tree and the death to vampire plot point are related, right? Obviously, we already know that the vampires have taken advantage of the people around them. We've seen that in Castle Darkmoor. I'm gonna assume that there's a lot of houses in Darkmoor that do that. And if that happened in Darkmoor, is somebody somehow assigning the blame for all of that to Bartleby? Did Bartleby do something that caused all of this, right? Unless the whole burn the tree frame and the protesting frame are completely unrelated, I'm gonna assume that a lot of stuff is happening in Darkmoor. Bartleby had a lot to do with it, and it's probably all gonna fall on the shoulders of the wizard, while we're there probably to investigate someone that knows everything there is about Darkmoor, right? That could be like a crazy goddamn plot. All in all, I'm just very, very happy that there's a couple of things. One, we're getting a trailer before Test Realm. That's already a gigantic W. They don't do that often. But the other thing, y'all, I feel like for the first time maybe in like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, we finally, it seems anyways, we have a villain that they've kind of thought out. Like they've probably really planned this little voice acting thing, right? Like got the voice actor to voice for the trailer. Her design, if this is the main villain, is really looking likely. It looks ridiculously cool. And our introduction to her is in the context of something that we've, you know, I think everyone's hype about based on this trailer alone. Definitely some really, really cool things that are happening with this arc, like a concrete villain. Maybe something where the wizard isn't so innocent. I don't know. That type of, like, maybe the wizard, an extension of Bartleby, isn't so innocent. That could be so crazy. I would love if it's not just good versus evil, but something just a little bit better than that. Maybe we did mess up and we have to make up for it. Maybe the villain is, like, a little bit more justified in their actions. Something very similar to Malister, which I feel like a lot of people still feel is a very believable villain in Wizard101. Lots of takeaways. Let me know what y'all think of the trailer. What do y'all think it's teasing? What parts did I miss? I look forward to reading all of y'all's thoughts in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Leave a sub if you're new. And as always, if somebody hasn't told you're awesome today, they doing something wrong. Stay awesome, y'all. See y'all soon. And yeah.